One of the best buildings in the league is just stunned and silent. The space created by KYRIE IRVING. Got it.
For the past few weeks, I've been trying to figure out what will be the best KYRIE IRVING build on NBA 2K23. But the main thing is making this build playable on NBA 2K23. Because y'all know you got the 6'8s, the 6'9s, even the 6'7s running around here, dribbling and dunking and stuff like that. But look, as of today, I'm going to end up showing you this KYRIE IRVING build. If you remember from 2K22, I end up having a rare build called the Deep Range Shot Critter. I usually bring that build very consistently every year. It's a very fun build to play on, but as of NBA 2K23, you can make a lot of crazy builds on this game, but also it's very hard to get some rare names because you got to sacrifice a lot of things and also hit certain thresholds to certain attributes to get the name as well. But look, as we're going to end up hopping into My Player Builder, bro, I'm going to try my best to end up making this build to be able to dunk. Because like I told you, most of my KYRIE IRVING builds I had before couldn't dunk. They literally had no driving dunk. They had a high layup. They had a close shot. It was very fun to play on. It even made it more challenging to play on. But as of how NBA 2K23 is, you gotta really know what you're doing to end up playing on a build with no driving dunk. Like really, you gotta know what you're doing. But as we're gonna start with this build, we're gonna make it a point guard, right-handed, number 11 or number 2. As of the height, you can go 6'3". As of heights, I do recommend is the 6'3". As of the weight, you can go 180 or 185 just because the body type I'm going to choose. And the only two body types I will prefer for this type of build is solid, or you can end up doing defined based on how small you go on this build for the weight. But look, as of the wingspan, I can definitely say 6'8 all the way to 6'11. That's literally the wingspan you're going to pick between. It don't matter what you pick between that. If you want to have a 6'8 wingspan, you can. If you want to have a 6'11 wingspan, you can. But I'm going to end up showing you the 6'11. And the main things that's going to end up getting touched is the jump shot, the layup, and then it's going to be the rebound on this build. So if you go 6'11, that's going to be the main few things that get touched. And it's not nothing real crazy. But as of end up hopping on this build, hey, when it comes to finishing, we know KYRIE IRVING, he can finish around the hoop, he can get a layup, he's a very acrobatic guy. He's a very finesse type of player when it comes to getting around to the basket. But as of his actual layup package that you can unlock, you have to have an 85 layup. 85 layup, that's cool. 85 layup, you can literally go stupid with an 80 or 77 as long as you know what you're doing when it comes to going to the hole doing layups. But as of 88, you can end up getting long athlete if you're someone that does not care for that. But once you reach 89, you'll end up getting slithery on goal, and that's definitely a great badge to have on a build like this. And after me seeing KYRIE IRVING get a putback dunk, I was actually mind-boggling. Like my eyes opened up, I was actually confused with what was going on. Even though I know KYRIE IRVING can dunk, if I was going to choose a rating that KYRIE IRVING was going to get for dunking, I would say a 60. A 60 would have been calm. I wouldn't mind KYRIE IRVING having a 60 driving dunk. But a 60 driving dunk rating on this game, on NBA 2K23, is not it. Because you don't get no dunk packages, really. You don't even get decent dunk packages. And I was thinking, okay, I'll raise it up to a 70. Once I got the 70, the only dunk package that I've seen that was worth it was Klay Thompson dunk package, CJ McCollum. And then when I moved it up to 75, it opened up a little more variety. Now I get quick drops off 2. I get a lot of different variety off 2 dunks. It's not off 1, it's off 2. But if you're someone that's like, oh, since I have a 76 driving dunk, I'm far away to end up getting an 80 driving dunk, similar, you can end up doing that if you want to. Plus, you still get quick drops off 1 at 80. So as of doing that, I would recommend you dropping your driving layup to 85 so you can get them layup packages from KYRIE IRVING. But when it comes to the shooting aspect of this build, y'all know KYRIE IRVING, he can score in the mid-range, he scored in the 3. But as of how I wanted to make this build, I definitely wanted to have Agent 3s on goal. Especially how the game is played on this game. You definitely need Agent 3s, but it's also a different way you can end up making this build. You can make your Agent 3 silver, having an 86 3-pointer. Then you can end up having your mid-range like a 90 if you want to do it that way. But as of how I wanted it, I was going to do an 81 mid-range to get mid-range magician on Hall of Fame. All I usually play with is like a 77 mid-range or a 76 mid-range most of the times. And I green very consistently, I score very consistently. I even post up very consistently with a 77 mid-range. But as of doing this, I say 81. Might as well get mid-range magician on Hall of Fame. But when it comes to the playmaking, it's going to be a lot of different things that you want to pay attention to. You can have an 89 ball control, you get quick first step, okay. But if you go to 90, you get KYRIE IRVING dribble moves and Damian Lillard dribble moves. Then you go to 92, you get Trae Young and you get Curry dribble moves. These are things that you're going to have to remember when it comes to making builds like this. And then if you want to end up trying to mess around with a few things, get a 94 ball control for handles for days. Let you know, I do not use handles for days. So anytime y'all see me in the video, every time I'll be dribbling, I don't use handles for days. I just have double Gatorade to let y'all know. So if y'all didn't see that video, y'all might want to go check that out. If you're someone that's not going to stop at a 90 ball control or a 92 ball control and you want to go past that, I would recommend 95 because you get unpluckable on Hall of Fame. As of the new patches came out and they nerf steals a little, I would definitely, you know what I'm saying, mess with that more. But as of the pass accuracy, I was already looking at KYRIE stats. They had KYRIE stats as an 80 for his pass accuracy. I did 79 because I don't get an extra badge point going 80. And the threshold is not going to be nothing different from me having a 79, especially with the speed with ball. The speed with ball, only reason I have it at 79 is just to get the extra badge points. So as we already have 19, 24, and 24, we're already looking in a good direction. At this point, you may be thinking, what does the defense look like on this build? Like, is the defense even good on this build? Like, I decided as originally how the KYRIE Irving build was originally made with an ankle taker, you will end up having like a 70 perimeter defense. 70 perimeter defense on a guard, that's cool, it's decent. But how the game is played, most of the time I set up my perimeter defense around 75 or 80. It don't matter if the defender is horrible. The most I'm going lowest at is 70, just because how the game is played. I recommend you go 78 on this build, but if you're someone that's going to end up trying to use Challenger on this build, things like that, you go 79. But as of me choosing, I would choose 78 perimeter defense, but that's a great rating to have. But as of the steal, I tell y'all this all the time. I'm not making a guard build. I'm not making any build. Even if he's a decent defender, he can get a steal. He can get it, like I'm saying, he can get a steal. 85 is nothing crazy. It does help you get the animations more consistent than bronze. So glove on silver is nothing OD. You still can get steals, but if you know what you're doing, you're gonna get a lot of steals. So as of having a 78 or 79 perimeter defense, 85 steal, you can really make something shake if you don't put no rebound on this build. You can end up having an 88 acceleration, an 80 speed, and then you can have a high stamina on this build. As a vertical, you don't need vertical just because you're gonna already unlock a dunk packages just because you got a 75 dunk with a 55 vertical. But if you're gonna go with the 80 drop and dunk, that's when you need the 60 vertical to unlock the quick drops, the straight on tomahawks, things like that. So if you're gonna go in that direction, that's what I prefer you to do. But as of going with this, you got acceleration, 88 acceleration, then you gotta have like a 95 stamina. There's a lot of different ways you can mess around with this. 88 is, I can say it's decent. 88 or 87, that's a good acceleration to use, especially if you're gonna be a build like this that can do multiple things, especially with this build having a high ball control. But look, it's another version you can also make as well. If you end up dropping that acceleration down 1 to 87, then you drop your actual stamina down a little just to 93, you can put a rebound on this and get an extra defensive badge. That's another key thing as well. You get an extra defensive badge just by doing that, and it'll come in handy, especially on a small build like this. So you will end up having 19, 24, 24, and 19. But you also can end up getting 19, 24, 24, and 20 by making a small different change. As you end up dropping your stamina at least like a 92, dropping your free throws like a 70, and then you end up putting your actual offensive rebound and your defensive rebound up, you can get 19, 24, 24, and 20 on this build. But as of the actual takeovers you get, you see we get slashing takeover just because we have a high close shot, we have a decent driving dunk, and we have a super high layup. So we're going to automatically get slashing takeover on this build. But as of the takeovers we're going to end up using, we're going to use pull-up precision or ankle breaking shots. Those are the only two takeovers I can really say. I'm not about to use sharp take on this. It's a KYRIE Irving build. You could as a secondary, but as a primary, it's mostly going to be shot creating takeover. And for the name that you're going to end up getting for this build, no, it's not going to be a shot creator. No, it's not going to be a 3-point shot creator. They're going to end up giving you the name 3-level shot creator on this build as a KYRIE Irving. KYRIE Irving 3-level shot creator. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. But look, if you haven't yet, make sure y'all boys drop a like on the video, subscribe, turn on those notifications if you haven't. Hey, this KYRIE Irving build might be a real problem. It might be a real problem.